6,740 pounds. A one-owner, locally park-kept White Hawk coming in down here at A1 RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Local owner just had it sitting in a park site, despite the fact that this is an RV that is very well suited for traveling, towing, and going, with a nicely half-ton weight category and wide stance stability axles, which means that potentially certain full-size, like the very big SUVs, might be able to handle this thing. They just didn't tow it. Used it there, site kept for a couple of years, work got busy. This year's crazy. They said, we're going to let this thing go till we get ourselves kind of resituated and get back into camping. Good for you folks at home. Now, in terms of layouts, this is pretty standard fare. It's just a good conventional rear living room, but it's a very well done rear living room. Being a couple years old, you are going to save a mint as compared to the new RV price tag, as recent material surcharges and things have caused an unfortunate spike in some new RV pricing. Overall, I mean, I can see where it's been used here and there, but like not even like scuffs on cabinetry. Everything looks very sharp. We've got a vaulted ceiling up here, which really opens up the living room. I don't use a fisheye lens. This is just what it looks like here. The skylight does have a sunshade to keep the light out whenever you want, because sometimes that sun can be brutal. Now, on both sides of these individual free-floating pushback recliners, they lay almost flat. Nice place for a daytime nap, by the way. You've got large cross-breeze windows, and then, as we start working our way around, we just see huge windows all over the place through the slide out above this big tri-fold sleeper sofa right here. So that's an upgraded fixture as compared to the standard jackknife sofa. Not to mention it gives you a little more comfortable seating space, and you got a cool little kind of conversation corner going on here between the recliners and the sofa. Moving along a little bit further, this was made before the modern farmhouse was... It was barely a thing even in Eagle, and it hadn't yet made it to White Hawk. See some storage below the dinette, but the window train just continues up through that slide, even into the hallway. Tons of windows in this thing. And there's very dark black shades, pleated shades, just like we saw next to that one recliner all the way around. TV's at a very easy viewing angle, especially over here in the slide space, which is kind of handy. That is an 8 cubic foot, two-way gas electric fridge, so if you want to even do some boondocking, perfect fridge to do some things like that. The kitchen space here, what is nice is it does have a dedicated pantry. Let's crack that open and start right up here. And in doing so, we see all the original owner's manuals and everything. Now, it's not a guarantee, but it is an interesting trend I've noticed during my career, that people who tend to keep track of their owner's manuals tend to have better maintenance records on their RVs, and by extension, tend to have RVs with less problems to no problems. And I can't find anything wrong with this one. Battery's a little low, which is the only reason I don't have the lights on. Beyond that, it's aces. Now, there's a sliding pocket privacy door there. I like to point out that the bathroom door does lock. Jayco's very good about that. This is a porcelain foot flush stool with some excellent legroom. So when you're going to be in here for longer Taco Tuesday kind of time, you can. When you get out of the shower, you got room to actually get dressed. And you might notice how the decor brightened up slightly now that we've left the living space and gone to the bathroom thing. White Hawk still kind of does that, but this was one of the first generations where they started flirting with kind of a bit of a mixed decor. And it seems kind of funny that the toilet paper roll is right on the door, but it's actually right in the perfect location right there. Very similar, this layout, to something like a 28 RLS J-Flight that we have down at Haylet RV, and obviously, as a Jayco dealer, by extension, the White Hawks that we still carry. That is a 60 by 80 True Queen, by the way. You've got household outlets on both sides. USB plugs just weren't super common in this RV segment quite yet, although you have some very tall closets over here. What is interesting is you can see where they did use this one as a closet, but there's those little runners right there. If you want to use this as like a shelf for dresser space, you can. Now that there is a shade to pull down in front of that front windshield, and that is a different glass than a window. It's a higher grade. But I also want to point out the interesting little pocketed side stand behind the hanging closet up by the headboard of the bed. Nice place to tuck a CPAP stand, although in the 2018 season, White Hawks did not yet have a set of outlets there. Although there are household and USB plugs on that side of the outlet. This door right here, kind of here for fire code. It also does allow you to access the bedroom and the bathroom in transit without opening the slide out. It can deadbolt for privacy. And hookups across from the bed for your TV. Nicely sized pass-through under the headboard area of that bed, and you see the little jacket bike rack thing that goes on the tongue as well. You'll see the other half of that still mounted on the tongue. Now right there you see an outdoor picnic table kind of included in this little slot space, and the sun is not being friendly to us right now, but if I get you right over here you can see some household outlets and a switch for our nose cap accent lights right there. Now, I don't mind telling people when I make mistakes. I make them all the time. Thing is, I get kind of used to certain things, and I see so many new RVs at Haylett RV, I get kind of used to the magnet holdbacks that are on things. I didn't even think about it. I just pushed this door up, I let go, and it took it a minute before it fell down and hit me right on the old balding noggin. That did not feel great, but it was a sobering reminder to pay attention to what you're doing and don't try to go too fast. That's true whether you're in business or RVing, if you're towing, packing up, whatever. Make sure the slides are clear before you close them up. There's just little details like that make a huge difference. These look good. When Whitehawks added that nose cap and that windshield, they immediately they look light years better than they ever had in any season ever before. That looks so good. Power tongue jack doing the heavy lifting for us. Although this wasn't towed, keep that in mind. The running gear, the suspension, the structure has not been stressed from towing use. It's got all LED tail and marker lights, which is kind of handy. And then if I get down here, this has a heated enclosed belly, and I see where this has the marker for the Glacier package. Now, an interesting thing, in the more recent years, Whitehawk, basically at the end of the 2020 season, Whitehawks were found to be 0 degree capable. So if you got the furnace running, they can maintain prevent the stuff from the water lines from freezing at 0 degrees. Now, here's the thing. They haven't, they never retroactively guaranteed that. So I can't sit here and tell you this 2018 Whitehawk is capable of the same thing. I can tell you it has the same equipment, and you can form your own opinions from there. And I don't know what is stirred up in the air right now, but it's like I'm just breathing, chewing dirt particulate. I don't know what's going on in a field around us. But hey, the show must go on. We do what we got to do to take care of you here at Haylett RV. A little dirt never hurt nobody. A lot of dirt, that's a different story. So, spare tires never seen the light of day. Big awning. Look at that awning. Covers both doors. That is a big honking awning. Wow. There's TV hookups outside next to that front bedroom door. Both doors, by the way, are friction hinge, so they don't go flying open. And if you want, I'm eyeballing it, but it looks like that rear door is wide enough if you wanted to add a set of those folding stable steps. It looks like it should be stable step capable. Wide stance stability axles, I mentioned that briefly earlier, but you see how far apart those tires are set. That's going to take a lot of the wiggle jiggle out of towing. And back here on the bumper, we do have a gas grill quick connect. So if you want to do some black stoning, grilling, whatever the case may be, you don't necessarily have to lug along like an extra propane tank, which real handy. Now, a lot of times when I hear something was part kept, it'll look a lot like this, where it looks really clean from the ground level, it looks really well maintained, but I've noticed this weird trend where part kept RVs, they don't always take care of the roof, and I don't know why. I don't know why that is. The good news, this RV does not seem to be one of those. The roof looks awesome. The seals look phenomenal. I can't find problems with it. And really, overall, I think the only thing this RV needs is a new owner. I can't really even find so much as like a cabinet blemish. It just looks good. If like right over there, that J feather has unfortunately seen water damage. If I see something, guys, I'll say something. I'm not in the business of lying by omission. Not telling people about a defect, I think, is just as bad. It's not right. It's not the kind of business we do down at Haylett RV. It's not the kind of business we do here at A1 RV. And if you appreciate that, give us a call. We'll shoot you straight, get you a fair square deal on something, and get you camping. So take care, stay safe, have fun. Happy Haylett camping, everyone. I think I need to go brush my teeth after whatever that is flying through the air.